In this video, we're going to talk about Pachira Aquatica, money tree, how you can grow it bushier. Hi everyone, welcome to this channel. I'm Anna. I help you grow bushy, lush and beautiful plants to feel happier and also to surround yourself with lush and green plants to feel more relaxed, more balanced. Also, plants of course improve the quality of the air in your place, and also they help to relax and be more productive at the same time. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about Pachira Aquatica, mainly the question of how to grow my money tree bushier. So there are two things that I would like to share with you. One is a condition in which you need to grow your Pachira Aquatica so that it grows into a bushy tree. And the second one is pruning plus propagation. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, because I think these two things, if you do them correctly, will speed up the growth of your Pachira into a bushier, fuller plant. But before we jump into this topic, I really want to ask you to subscribe to our newsletter, because very soon, in a month, I'm launching a course about houseplants so that you know how exactly to grow the plants so that you can have success with them. So many of you have shared under the comments in this video that your plants die, the leaves turn yellow, brown, they get rotten, and you don't know what's wrong with them. Maybe it's watering, maybe it's light, maybe it's soil, maybe it's something else. So in that course, I will give you all the tips that you need to know to start to grow your plants successfully. So we will talk about everything, basically all conditions: light, watering, propagation, repotting, fertilizing, even pests. And also there will be 2 PDF files for free that you can download, and one of them will be about 10 plants that you can start growing right now, and also there will be 10 mistakes so that you know how to avoid them or how to prevent them, or if it has already happened, how to fix it. And this will help you, of course, to grow any plant you want, because you will know what exactly the plants need. All right, let's dive into the topic. Well, I have 2 Pachiras, and for the second part of the video, we will move towards the end of the room where I will show you the second Pachira tree, and then we will dive deeper into the pruning and propagation. So let's dive into the conditions. So this is one of the most important conditions to grow your Pachira Aquatica into a bushy plant, and mainly it is the light. You may see so many tips, so many other videos on YouTube or on some other sources that they say that Pachira Aquaticas can be grown in semi-shade or even shade. Well, I have grown one of my Pachiras in semi-shade, and I can tell you that it tolerates semi-shade. It will not die, it will still survive and even will continue to grow, but the leaves will be so small, and also it will grow leggy, it will not be bushy. So the most important factor in this question is light. It should be bright indirect light, and by bright indirect light I mean that the sun can fall very close to the plant but should not be on the leaves. It really depends. In the morning, for example, or in the evening, if you have a little bit of sun, which is not burning sun of the day, I would say, you can still grow your Pachiras in a little bit of sun, but not under direct burning sun during the day. That will be too much, and you can see that the stems will turn brown. There will be some brown spots the door closed. There will be some brown spots all over the leaves, which will mean that the leaves have been burnt basically. And I have another video when I have shown how my Tradescantia albiflora nanook had been burnt under the sun. If you would like to, here will be the link for that video. It's very easy to avoid it. Just don't put your plants that cannot tolerate direct scorching sunlight, and you will have lush plants. So in this case, Pachiras need to grow very close to the window where they will have enough sunlight, enough bright indirect sunlight. I want to stress indirect because it's very important. All right, in this case, you will see that if, let's say, the window, in my case, the window is on this side, then you will see that the stems grow in this direction a little bit. What you can do in this case, you will need to turn your Pachira so that it will grow straight. Basically, the leaves from this side will move again towards the sunlight, and then you will grow straight Pachira, straight and bushy Pachira, which will be basically growing upwards and not bending to one side. Let's do it now. Basically, we turn it just like this, and find a little bit more. Now we have the TV here, but that's totally fine. And now all these branches will start to grow into the middle because they will move towards the sun. And now let's move to my second Pachira, where I will show you how to prune, where to prune, when to prune, and what to do with the cuttings. This will of course make our Pachiras bushier. Let's go. And here is my second Pachira, which is a little bit smaller, but you can see that it's again growing bushier. But here we have, of course, several stems that are a little bit dominant, I feel. So, for example, this one, it grows quite big leaves. Look at this. This is amazing. And there are some smaller stems that don't grow so much. So basically you need to prune your Pachira Aquatica so that it gets more bushy, it grows more branches, and also this will stimulate new growth, new branches, new leaves, and overall your plant will grow so much better. So what you need to do, basically, you need to find the stems that you have several leaves on it, and then you need to find a place. Of course, the stems need to be healthy and green and lush. And then you can basically make cuttings, and this way you will have cuttings that you can propagate your Pachira, but also at the same time pruning will help the plant grow into a bigger and fuller plant. When to do it? Basically do it only in spring and autumn because Pachiras don't really grow roots easy. And I would definitely recommend putting the cuttings into the water, not directly into the soil, because even in water, I have the experience that Pachiras grow roots 50-50, I would say. So don't expect that if you have 4 cuttings, all of them will grow roots, like Turdiscantia or like Hoyas, for example. But maybe only 2 will grow roots, 2 will be rotten or will die eventually, and only 2 will grow roots. That's why, of course, if you would prefer to grow the cuttings directly into the soil, you can use some growth hormones. I've never tried it with Pachira. I would assume that it would help, but the safer way will be to grow them in water so that they grow roots and only then plant them. So spring and autumn, when the weather is not cold and when the weather is not too hot. This is important for success. Now I am taking my scissors, or you can also use a sharp pruners or sharp razor. That's also something that I would prefer. But in this case, I will be using my scissors. To be honest, these are not very sharp, but definitely I recommend you to use something sharper. And now we can see that we have here several leaves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I would still leave a couple of leaves on the stem so that it continues to grow, and also so that the new growth will grow basically when the leaf is connected to the stem. So from here it will grow new stem. But how I will cut it, basically in between the nodes or in between the leaves. If you have leaves, it's easier to see, to find the nodes. And I will just make a cut. So now we have here 1, 2, 3, 4 big leaves, and if we would put it directly into water just like this will be too much, because this stem without any roots will need to maintain, sustain the growth and good condition of these leaves, which is too much without roots. It's still not able to take so much humidity, water to maintain these leaves. That's why we will cut one leaf here, because this part will be in the water and it may get rotten. So we will try to remove it, and I would say try to cut as short as possible. So it will be just like this. I must say that Pachiras have very strong smell of greenery, and I would even remove this leaf, to be honest, because this way I can put this cutting into water up until the second node, and in this case I will have more chances of growing roots here, because the roots will grow from everywhere, also from the stems, from the nodes, but if you have 2 nodes you have better chances. Now the next step, what you do is of course to put it in the water, just like this, for example. But also with the time you need to of course look at your cutting and see if it's growing, not growing, but if it maintains its green condition and good condition. But if no, because these two leaves may still be a lot for this cutting. In this case, you can also shorten the leaves a little bit. And also here, let me do it and show you how to do it. Because if the leaves are smaller, this will also reduce the surface from where the humidity will be evaporated, and the plant will struggle less to maintain the leaves. So basically, again, with sharp scissors or a razor, you just basically need to cut the leaves. Doesn't matter from where exactly, but maybe just shorten them a little bit. This place of the cut will be brown, don't worry, because basically the wound will be just like this. The wound will get dry, but the whole plant will be in much better shape to grow roots. Now this plant will focus on growing roots, because even if the leaves would still be able to continue growing, cutting will prevent them from growing, and the whole cutting will focus mainly on growing roots. You can do the same here. Okay, just a little bit. I think these two leaves can stay like that. Again, if you will see that the cutting struggles, don't worry. Just make several cuttings, because in this case you will have at least 1-2 cuttings that will grow roots eventually. And I would like to also cut this one. Now this one, again, I will cut just from here. Again, leaving a couple of leaves on this plant, and here is my cutting. I will remove this bottom leaf, just like that, and maybe shorten some of the leaves. Okay. So this is our second cutting, and I will put it again in the water, and after a while I will show you the progress, if they grow roots, if they don't. Maybe both will die, because here I don't really have many cuttings and I wouldn't like to prune it very deep. But here what we have, and I will show you if it grows roots, and we will plant it together in the coming videos. I hope this was helpful. Stay passionate about plants. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also to our newsletter to learn about all the tips that I share with you during the month. And also there will be news about the coming course. I'll see you in the next one.